discuss Barcelona and Juventus. It is very exciting because they appointed their ex-players. Now Andrea Pirlo is coaching Juventus and Ronald Koeman coached Barcelona.
I personally want to start with Pirlo because, I loved him as a player, and it looks like he's doing really good as a coach, and we know he's a football genius on and off the field. So this should be really interesting, and looking at the past results, Juventus is doing really good. Their last game, they won 3-0, and, the formation he's using is working out really well. 3-4-1-2. They have two strikers, three really strong center backs, and they have wide midfielders who can, drop in and defend.
Yeah, this is a very good formation that Pirlo find out for his first match because they are still using their strengths at the center backs position with three strong center backs. And as you said, Pirlo is a genius. We didn't see him much coaching, but we all can say that he passed his UEFA test almost 100%. Yeah, and in Juventus actually they signed, as we all know, Alvaro Morata. So yeah, this is a very good fit for Juventus, and I think last season that was Juventus. They were missing a good striker, consistent, who would score a lot of goals.
A lot of people criticize Alvaro Morata, but I think we've seen him step up when he needed to. Maybe Chelsea didn't work out too good for him, but we saw him do good at Atletico Madrid. We saw him do good at Juventus previously before he left. And, he was playing for Zidane at Real Madrid too, so he's got experience for a young player. But, they have a lot of attacking options right now with Higuain's departure. They had to sign Morata. Now they have Kulusevski, Ronaldo, and Morata.
Yeah, and Juventus, they won 3-0 in their last game. And Pirlo said he's gonna play attacking football, which they did, and he used Ramsey very well. He put him in the central attacking midfield position, and he became the man of the match in that game.
Yeah, I think Ramsey just fits perfectly in there because he has really good playmaking ability. He can take long shots. He's just awesome for that position.
Yeah, and what we could see, Cuadrado used to play in the right back position, but this time he played in the right mid position, which is more, it's his position. Yeah, and it looked much better, and yeah.
And Cuadrado has really developed as a player in the past couple years. We know he's really fast, he can get really physical, and he's got good dribbling, so that makes him the perfect right mid who can defend and help attack.
Yeah, and Juventus technical directors are gonna give a very huge trust for Andrea Pirlo. They will be patient with him, and I think this should be a successful campaign for Juventus, having Andrea Pirlo as their head coach.
Yep.
And now, guys, let's discuss a little bit about Ronald Koeman and Barcelona, what it's gonna look like.
Yeah, I think this should be good for both Ronald Koeman and the Barcelona club because finally, they've been changing managers, and now they have one that knows the club because he's played there, and I think he's got a good idea of what he wants to do with the club, how he wants to go forward. And he's going to change the team. That's how I'm seeing it because they already sold Nelson Semedo, and now they just sold Suarez to Atletico Madrid. So now they just have to bring in new players, some fresh feet, fresh blood, and get going.
Yeah, they also sold Arthur, and now they got Miralem Pjanic. Yeah, I mean, I think this will be very tough for Barcelona and Koeman because it's gonna be very difficult because he doesn't know the players very well yet because he doesn't have. We all know he used to coach the Netherlands national team, and there isn't many players in the squad. There's Frankie De Jong, but he also wants to sign Memphis Depay. That's why they sold Luis Suarez. So I mean, it will be very interesting to see what's going to happen in this one. As you said, they changed so many coaches recently, and this might end up very bad as well. But we saw how Koeman came into the Dutch national team, and he turned everything around. They had a long winning streak, so hopefully this will transfer into Barcelona and to La Liga, and we will see what's going to happen.
Yeah, and with the connection with the Netherlands national team, I think that's what he's trying to do. Barcelona is linked with both Depay and Wijnaldum at the moment. Depay is definitely a good signing for Barcelona. I don't know if Wijnaldum will work out too well because now if they sign Wijnaldum, they're gonna have Pjanic, who's kind of old. He's grown older, and Wijnaldum, he isn't as young as they should be signing players. But if we're talking about young players, Koeman is playing Ansu Fati a lot right now. He's giving chances to Ricky Puig, and we're seeing Pedri in the substitution bench. Chinchao, another young winger that they have. This should be good.
Yeah, this should be good. And I think Ronald Koeman, he's not gonna change a lot of stuff in Barcelona. They still should be using the same formation 4-3-3, and they are just gonna try reshuffling the squad. And he's gonna, in the beginning of the season, he's gonna see what works well and what works doesn't so good.
Yeah, and also he said in a previous interview that he said Barcelona has been using Griezmann wrong this whole time. He said he will not just waste him like that. He said Griezmann is a winger, and that's exactly how he's gonna use him.
Yeah, Griezmann, honestly, he should be starting in the starting 11 lineup. He shouldn't be the one who gets substituted for Ansu Fati. Yes,
he's got the right idea. It's all about if he can execute it with Barcelona. That's all it depends on, because Barcelona has a lot of veteran players in the club, like Piqué, Messi himself. They have a lot of Busquets. They have a lot of veteran players that need to get phased into. They need a transition from going from the veterans into their younger players. That's all that they need to do.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Now let's come back to Juventus and to Serie A. Let's see. Honestly, this is going to be a very interesting campaign in this Serie A season, because as we know, Inter, they are very strong right now because they signed Achraf Hakimi, which is huge. Perisic came back from loan.
Yeah.
Raja Nainggolan came back from loan as well. So yeah, Inter are gonna challenge Juventus, and I think they have a better chance than last season because Pirlo is a new coach, and as we know, every time when a new coach, not every time, but when the new coach comes in, he needs time to settle in and figure it out. But Conte, he's been there in last season. They were challenging Juventus.
To be fair, this is probably the hardest challenge that Juventus will have in the Serie A in a really long time. Antonio Conte, he's a really strong manager who's really suited for the Serie A. And Inter probably has one of the strongest squads that they've had in a really long time, ever since Mourinho's departure. So
yeah, and Antonio Conte, for sure, he knows how to win a title. He did that with Chelsea in his first season. He's done that with Juventus in Serie A previously. And that also is the difference between the coaches, Conte and Pirlo. One manager knows how to win trophies, another knows to win trophies as well.
Yeah.
He was a great player, a captain, leader, but we don't know how he's going to use that in his managerial terms. So yeah, I think Inter has a very good chance on winning the title this year.
And when being a manager, this isn't where the rule of beginner's luck applies. So Pirlo is really going to have his work cut out for him. He's really going to have to give it his all. And I think if any one of the players is experienced enough to coach in the Serie A, it would be Pirlo. So I think he is kind of ready. He just needs the experience, and he just needs to guide through the season.
Yeah, and this was a very, very, in the beginning, this was a very surprising decision by Juventus when they fired Maurizio Sarri. Not saying that Sarri was very good, very successful in Juventus, but this was a little bit surprising. And appointing Andrea Pirlo, where he just got his coaching badge and then he was appointed to Juventus. And before that, they said that he's appointed as the
under
21 academy manager, and then he immediately after 3 days
he
became the main manager of Juventus. So yeah, this is very interesting, and we are excited to see what's going to happen.
And now moving on to Barcelona yet again. I think, La Liga has gotten a little bit weaker throughout the last couple years. There's been these interesting talks about Messi, again, him hitting the new headlines. He was supposed to leave, but he didn't. He's staying at the club. He's doing all right. Everyone's happy again. This is just how it is in La Liga. News, really big news, But this should be interesting because now we have Real Madrid, who have kind of settled after Ronaldo's departure. Now they're getting back in track. We're playing younger players, and you know, Barcelona, they were definitely not worthy of being champions last year, and it was well deserved for Real Madrid. And it's all about the challenge right now because Atletico Madrid is getting stronger too. It's going to be an interesting race for the top 5. We have Real Madrid, we have Sevilla, who won the Europa League. They're doing really good at the moment. We have Barcelona, we have Atletico Madrid, and I don't know who will be the 5th team that's going to be challenging the other ones.
Yeah, and what I want to add for Real Madrid is that they're getting rid of the players that they weren't using almost at all last season. James Rodriguez, Brahim Diaz, Ceballos is still staying at Arsenal. They sold Achraf Hakimi, and many more examples.
Yeah, and they loaned out Bale and Reguilon. But Reguilon, they have a buyback clause.
Yeah, and also Borussia Dortmund loaned Reiner from Real Madrid. Yeah. So now it's for Real Madrid. It's more about now finding, like, balancing the squad. They got Odegaard back. For Barcelona, it will be very important. The most important stuff for Barcelona, it will be how they start the season. Yeah, they need a strong start. So Koeman, then he will know what to do, and maybe they will sign more players.
Yeah, and what will matter in this La Liga season is to get stable and to win their almost every single home game. You know, try not to lose, and, you know, try to win away and just get the points up. Don't lose stupid points, and then that's it.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, also in La Liga, it's going to be interesting as well because Luis Suarez is going to be in Atletico. Yeah, he left Barcelona. So, yeah, Atletico got a strong striker now, and I'm pretty sure Diego Simeone knows how to use Luis Suarez.
You know, Sevilla, we've seen what they can do. Lopetegui, he's a good manager. He was just very unlucky at Real Madrid, and we see how good he is over at Sevilla. And if Sevilla can keep up their form, you know, we know they lost a couple players, like Reguilon, for example, left. But I think they can only build up from now on and just add on better results. So, you know, and speaking for Atletico Madrid, they now have Diego Costa, Joao Felix, and Suarez. So they're looking pretty stacked. This should be interesting.
Yeah. So now that we started talking about Sevilla, let's talk about the UEFA Super Cup. That's going to be the next week. Bayern München go up against Sevilla. So what are your predictions?
To be fair, you know, I feel bad for Sevilla because Bayern Munich is at the top of the world right now. They're feeling themselves. This is as good as it's going to get, and I think maybe they won't destroy Sevilla, but I think they're definitely winning it.
Yeah, I think Bayern are going to win this match, and we've seen Bayern first game against Schalke.
Yeah.
It was a complete destruction of Schalke. The score was 8-0. Leroy Sané made a beautiful debut for Bayern München.
Yeah.
He provided assists, and I think he also scored goals. So yeah, Bayern, they just keep rolling the way they were playing last season, and this will get only better and better this season.
I definitely agree with that. You know, I don't think Sevilla is supposed to win the UEFA Super Cup anyways, and they're definitely not winning it against Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I mean, but it will be very interesting to watch because I'm sure Lopetegui will come up with some interesting tactical approaches, and we will see how Bayern will
react to that.
And again, the beginning of the match will be very important. If Sevilla can get a strong start to the game, score a goal, and then it will be interesting. So,
alright, that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching and sticking to the end. And if you made it this far, please subscribe, leave a like on this video, leave a comment on what you think will happen with Pirlo and Koeman and how the season will pan out for both of the teams. So thank you for watching. Zonal marking with you again, and remember, all for football
and football for all.